Hello YouTube, what's up? This is Boba7772 and I am bringing you the new Walking Dead issue 139 from the Edge of the World comic review. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, I'm not going to go and do a play-by-play like I usually did. I am going to go over the, what happened in the comic pretty much fully and then give my thoughts on it, but I'm not going to go over like play-by-play. Except for, a few certain parts that need to be play-by-play. So, this is going to contain spoilers, so, just be warned. So, the issue starts, and we see, Michonne's sword stabbing a zombie in the head, and we're like, yes, Michonne's back! And when I first read this, I was like, hot people thought Michonne was gonna be on the boat, lol. And then before I turned the page, I was like, wait, this is Robert Kirkman, he's a troll. And I was, I was kind of debating, like, this could be Michonne, but then again, it would just be too easy to make him Michonne. There's no way. Wow, wind is really blowing today. So we turn the page and it's Ezekiel. It's like, yes, Ezekiel is back now. He's alive. Everything is good in life with Ezekiel. So he's killing some zombies, and he is pretty much like just owning them. And then Rick's like, yo, don't shoot. And he's like, you waste ammunition on the dead now? And Rick's like, we have an abundant supply. So they sit down, wait for the boats to come, and Ezekiel makes a comment about wanting some of Rick's bullets, maybe bringing the price down, and Rick gets like really mad. He's like, screw you, if you want to try that, then I can get my lumber from Dwight, which shows that Dwight produces lumber as well as Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's like, dude, calm down. So what that kind of shows is that, or at least to me, I'm not a big fan of Rick, haven't ever really been. If you see issue 124, I asked when he was going to kill him off, and Kirkman said something to me in the since, like, be patient, it'll happen type thing. I'm beginning to want it to happen sooner or later. Rick is starting to really upset me, especially after this issue. They keep waiting for the boat. Who Rick brought with him were Magna, let's see, who else? Magna, I think Heath maybe, and Aaron. Let me check, see if it was Heath. Yeah, it was Heath. Okay, cool. So, they're all waiting there for Michonne, and then, they sit down, and a boat's coming up, and then we see that Michonne is back, and she looks like a pirate now. And she, turns out she wasn't going to explore new colonies, she was actually just fishing, so they brought back, like, a bunch of fish, and Rick is like, sweet. So, I'm not sure which community Michonne lives in, actually, either. I'm thinking that they may have sent different people from all the communities to get the fish, split them up evenly, stuff like that, because that'd be fair. So Rick starts talking to Michonne, and we learn some stuff that happened to Michonne. First of all, she felt guilty about being with Ezekiel. They talked about having a life, being happy together. She felt guilty and ran away. I'll explain why she felt guilty in a minute, but she ended up running away, and her reasoning for running away was pretty much she didn't feel like she should be happy because before the apocalypse started, she was married and had, I think, 2 kids, and then her and her husband got divorced. Better lighting, guys. So her and her husband got divorced, and she was like, you know what? My husband's gonna be closer to the school. I'm gonna be busy with work, so I'm gonna let my husband, or my ex, keep watch of him. So she pretty much let her ex have custody of him for most of the time. Then the zombie apocalypse happened. She went over to try to find him, and they were gone. Like, could not find them, so she doesn't know if they're dead, alive, where they are, but she knows they're dead. And that part didn't make sense to me, because she's like, I don't know if they're alive or not, but I know that they're dead. And I'm like, wait, what? So, I don't think that that's like an error on the comics part or Kirkman's or anything, because sometimes people say stuff that doesn't make sense, and also that just might have been something that went over my head. But anyway, so she's talking to Rick, and I saw somebody who was under the assumption that whenever she escaped whenever she left Ezekiel, she went back to her place, or to where she was from, to look for her kids. And I also saw the assumption that when she was on the boat, she went to go look for her kids. Neither of those were the case, I believe, especially not the boat one. I don't think that when she ran off, she went to just look for her kids. I think she just wanted to be alone, though, she might have. Rick pretty much looks at Michonne and mirrors what he said in the comic. And if you guys are like keeping up with the TV show, like right now, like the episode before and after this comic was released, because the comic's released on Wednesday, the shows come on Sunday, so the episode before and after, and I haven't seen the one after yet, but I'm assuming that it is, Michonne like knocks Rick out and in the before, and then she pretty much tells Rick that he needs to get his stuff together, and Rick pretty much mimics the exact same thing to her, and then he goes, get your stuff together and come home. So that was the main part of the story. We also got 2 pages at Hilltop with Maggie and 2 pages with Carl and the Whisperers. So I'll go over the Maggie one first. She's pretty much mad at a picnic that Carl is gone. She's like, I can't believe this. She's not as worried about Carl as she is the Whisperers attacking, which I kind of get where she's coming with that, but with Carl being my favorite character, that kind of offends me a little bit, that she's not upset about Carl. Now, Sophia is, like, not upset, but her reasoning is that she thinks Carl can handle himself, and I'm sure that Maggie also is more or less under that assumption. However, I got from this that she just doesn't care what happens to Carl. She just doesn't want bad things to happen to her community. So I get that to an extent, but I would worry about everyone instead of just her community, screw Carl type thing. And that's what I got from that. Dante makes a comment that Lydia and Carl had sexy times, and then Carl couldn't let her go because of that. He worded it a bit differently. It was kind of hilarious. And then Maggie looked at him like all upset, and then Dante's like, man, that ruined any chance I had of getting with you. And I saw some people on the forums, Walking Dead forums, who were like, do you see how sad Sophia looked? And I'm gonna show you how Sophia looked during that scene, because to me, she did not look the least bit sad, like at all. So here is wow, it is not wanting to focus, is it? Hang on one second. Here we are. Okay, so that's where Dante says his thing. You guys can pause and read that if you want. But Sophia doesn't look upset. She doesn't look upset in this, and she does not look upset here. So I do not see why people think that she's getting upset over Dante's comment. I don't think that she's in love with Carl. Her and Carl, like, you know, were, I guess, dating a long time ago, but they were like really young, so I don't know if they actually considered it like real love or anything, but they are good friends still, which is really cool, and that's how I see them. Next we see Carl sleeping in the woods. Whisperers sneak upon him. He immediately opens his eye, draws a gun. I'm going to use one of my new action figures to keep this from blowing open. He gets out a gun and he has some back and forth with the Whisperers, which, I mean, both of them, like, I absolutely love how their conversation went down. The lead Whisperer, Alpha, was like, put the gun down, boy, before someone gets hurt. And Carl goes, it's dangerous and is pointed at you. And Alpha goes, think about it. You shoot me, I might not die immediately. I blow your brains out. You kill me dead, all these people go and stab you to death. Either way, you lose. Right now, you're in a safe situation. We're not going to hurt you. And then he's like, oh, okay. And she's like, and Carl also makes sure to tell him that he was not sent by Hilltop. He came with his own free will. That was like on the beginning of the conversation, though. And then Alpha is pretty much like, you put the gun down and calm down now, then you can come with us. So I like how this is going. I hope they don't play a fast one on us and they like knock Carl out first thing next issue, because I like where they're going with this. It's gonna take for freaking ever to get to that one where Carl and Lydia are holding hands on that one issue, which I'm looking forward to quite a bit. But so that's pretty much what happened in this issue. We had a couple of pages of Maggie, a couple of pages of Carl, and then the most of it focused on Rick, Ezekiel, and Michonne. So absolutely love this issue. It was absolutely wonderful. It was one of my... I keep saying it's one of my favorites. I'm going to flat out say I did not like it as much as 137 or 138. That is probably, I'm being a bit biased here because it is more Rick central and not Carl central like 137, 138 were, which Carl is my favorite character and I do not like Rick. But this is a good issue for Rick fans. It's a good issue for Walking Dead fans. Just wow, it's really good. It has the Return of Michonne, it's so cool. But I guess that's pretty much my review of this. I really love this issue. I think that I'm going to give it like a 4 out of 5 because it wasn't perfect in my eyes, but it was really dang good. One of the things, by the way, I want to mention is that with the boat, they were just off fishing. They weren't off looking for new land or anything. They were just off fishing. So that kind of disappointed me a little bit because I wish that they would have gone and to try to find a new land. I figured that maybe they tried to cross the ocean, go to another country or find an island or something. But then I kind of looked at it again and I'm like, there's no way that that boat could support that. So I wasn't too disappointed. So yeah, have you guys read this issue? If you have, let me know what your thoughts were down in the comments. Let's have a discussion about this because I absolutely love these issues. This was one of the best issues so far, or not as good as the last couple, once again, but I absolutely love this issue. These new story arcs that they've introduced after the time skip have just been nothing but great. Nothing short of spectacular. They started like at superb and they've just made their way up to perfect and beyond that. I would highly recommend getting into the Walking Dead comics if you guys haven't done it, because just wow, it's really good. It's a really good read and it is totally worth your time and money. But that's pretty much my review / discussion video of this. Please make sure to write in the comments, what you thought of this. If you made a review of this, tell me and I might go watch it, because depending on if I'm still like this obsessed with this issue at the time, because I absolutely love The Walking Dead right now. So that is pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and until next time, Boba7772 out.